Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at the Chilling Reign pre-release promos. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You see, I am fairly sure that we already know what the pre-release promos for Chilling Reign are going to be, though there is a giant caveat, asterisk, appendix, call it what you will, in the two of these cards. We know what they are, but we've never actually seen the card. But the other two we have, so there's two that we know and two that we know, if that makes any sense at all. So let's take a gander, shall we? Now this again comes from the card decks that we were looking at the other day, where they've listed a whole bunch of promo cards. Bearing in mind this is an official app made by the Pokémon company, this isn't some random third-party thing. And as we always say, yes, it is absolutely subject to change, could be inaccurate. These are things which are very, very, very important. But now that we've got that out of the way, well, let's take a little bit of a look. Now, apparently, according to card decks, we can see that there are a set of 4 promos, and bearing in mind the pre-release promos are always a set of 4 promos, from Sword and Shield 112 to 115. Bearing in mind Sword and Shield 111 is Galarian Rapidash V. That is, of course, coming in its own box that we talked about before. It looks kinda cool. And we don't have a completely uniform way in which the promos come around, but the first Sword and Shield pre-release promo was Rillaboom, which was 006. The first Rebel Clash was Flapple, which was number 22. The first Darkness Ablaze was Decidueye, which was 35. The first Vivid Voltage was Charizard, which was 66. And the first Battle Styles was Cherim, which was 88. So we had gaps of in terms of promo numbers, we had a gap of 16, then a gap of 13, then a gap of 31. But bearing in mind that the release dates have been flicked around a bit here because of the whole damn Bennett. Then we had a gap of 22, and this will be a gap in terms of numbers of 24. So numbers-wise, it makes about sense. It's about where we should be. Again, we don't have this absolute perfect way of doing this, but it is about what we would expect in terms of, yeah, there has been roughly about the gap we would expect. So it makes sense in terms of numbering. And if we have a look at the 4, they make sense as well. Now, the promos that we've actually been given the numbers for are Cinderace, Inteleon, Cresselia, and Passimian. Now, there are a couple of these, unfortunately, which we just don't know anything about. You see, Cinderace and Cresselia, with the best will in the world, I really can't tell you very much about them. We've not seen these cards. They're out there, they're coming, but we don't know what they are. I can tell you that Cinderace has an ability called Crisis Power, and I can tell you that Cresselia has an attack called Crescent Glow. No ability on that one, apparently, just the attack Crescent Glow. There might be another attack, but general rule is if they've got an ability, they're listed with the ability. If they don't, they're listed with one of the attacks. So we know that there are a new Cinderace and Cresselia coming. Now, if anybody's wondering, well, hang on a second, how come we've seen 2 of them but not the other 2? Well, the answer to that is actually incredibly simple. 2 of these cards, the Passimian and the Inteleon, we'll get to them in a moment, they are from Matchless Fighters over in Japan, Sword and Shield 5A, whereas Cinderace and Cresselia must be from Jet Black Poltergeist / Silver Lance, Sword and Shield 6 over in Japan. Because remember, our Chilling Reign set is going to be comprised of essentially those 2 sets. So Sword and Shield 6 and Sword and Shield 5A in Japan are going to be combined into Sword and Shield 6 over here, which of course is going to be Chilling Reign. So 2 of them are from sets we've seen, and the other 2 will be released at some point in the not too distant future, and then we'll get to have a little bit of a look at them. What I can tell you is, I'm kind of hyped. Because you know what? the pre-release promos we've been getting lately have been pretty gosh darn good. I mean, if we have a quick look back at battle styles, we got the Cherrim that lets you attach as much grass energy as you like to a Pokemon without a rule box. We've got the Octillery that lets you search out any Rapid Strike card, be it supporter, energy, Pokemon, whatever. We've got the Houndoom that lets you search your deck for a single strike energy and attach it to a single strike Pokemon, which is pretty gosh darn good. And the Bronzong that lets you move your metal energy around the field as you like. It's a really good set of promos. And if we do now pivot and have a little bit of a look at the two that we have seen from Chilling Reign, this looks pretty gosh darn good as well. For what it's worth, remember these have been listed with an ability name. So when I'm showing you these cards, there isn't really any chance that there is a second Inteleon that we haven't seen yet, because we are told that the Inteleon which is coming in this set is the one with the quick shoot ability, and we've seen an Inteleon that has an ability which roughly translates as quick shoot. So we know it's this Inteleon, not another Inteleon coming in the future. Now, the Inteleon I kind of like. I should also remember at this stage, remind you that these are going to have alternate artwork. Obviously, we've not seen the alternate artwork. That would be ridiculous. But do please bear in mind that the artwork I'm showing on the screen is not going to be the final artwork for the pre-release promos. Now, Inteleon here is a Rapid Strike Pokemon. And actually, we should pivot just for a second. I think it is extremely likely that Cinderace will be a single strike Pokemon. Firstly, we've seen a Cinderace V, which is a single strike Pokemon. And secondly, and VMAX for that matter as well. And secondly, it kind of makes sense. If you look at the pre-release promos from Battle Styles, we had the Rapid Strike Octillery and the single strike Houndoom. I can't tell you for certain. I'm not part of the Pokemon company. I don't work for them. I'm not making these decisions. But I would be really surprised if for the next few sets we didn't have one single strike and one Rapid Strike pre-release promo. That seems like a really easy thing to do and like a really sensible suggestion. So we don't know that Cinderace is a single strike Pokemon, but it would make perfect sense. We then have two of the Gen 8 starters, first partner Pokemon, coming as pre-release promos, one as a single strike, one as a Rapid Strike. And again, Cinderace has been seen as a single strike Pokemon. This just makes way too much sense to me. Now, Inteleon here actually has the same ability that Decidueye used to have, Decidueye GX, whereby once during your turn you may place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. And we all know, well, I suppose if you were playing back then you would, but not if you weren't, but Decidueye was way, way better because of Forest of Giant Plants. Forest of Giant Plants was what really made Decidueye amazing, because it just let you evolve your grass Pokemon whenever you felt like it, so you legitimately could get multiple Decidueye out turn 1 going first, and start spreading damage super quickly. Inteleon doesn't fit that, but do remember we do have the Sword and Shield Inteleon that lets you search for 2 trainers when you evolve into it. And we got the Drizzile from Sword and Shield that lets you search for 1 trainer when you evolve up into it. So we do have some nice little tricks. The attack, for what it's worth, on Inteleon is 2 energy, 70 damage. No, it's garbage. No one cares. But the ability here could be really good. Don't forget that as a Rapid Strike Pokemon, you are able to use Mustard Rapid Strike style, which lets you, well, I mean, if it's the only card in your hand, you can just play Inteleon from your discard pile onto your bench and draw 5 cards. And this should be, even if nobody plays Inteleon as a quote-unquote proper Stage 2, this should be a really, really strong option for Rapid Strike style Mustard moving forward. That extra damage is amazing. Doing extra damage is always good. These kind of abilities have always seen play. I see no reason why it wouldn't change. Now, the other one we know about is Passimian, and Passimian's a weird one to me, because look how great the artwork is. He's literally protecting his little Sobble there, which is just amazing, and I love it. I don't really want alternate artwork of this, because I love this artwork so much, I feel like any other artwork could be, well, not as good. Having said that, the artwork on the Pokemon trading card game, the last few sets have all been stellar. They have really been knocking it up artwork-wise, so I got faith in them. Now, it is worth pointing out this is also a Rapid Strike Pokemon. So, does that mean Cresselia will be a Single Strike? And there'll be 2 Single Strike, 2 Rapid Strike? In Battle Styles, we only had 1 of each. It's going to be really interesting to see how this works out. But the only 2 we've seen are both Rapid Strike Pokemon. I wouldn't expect to have 2 Rapid Strike and 2 unaffiliated. That just seems, weird. And again, we got a Pokemon here where the attack is just, I don't care. 20 damage to a bench Pokemon. Nah. Nope. Not buying it. It's not good. Not interested. But there is an ability here which says that your Rapid Strike Pokemon, if they hit the bench, do 30 more to bench GXs and Vs. It's basically Telescopic Sight for Rapid Strike Pokemon on an ability. But it can be combined with Telescopic Sight. And here I am very, very clearly thinking about Rapid Strike Urshifu V Max. Because that's got an attack which you discard all the energy. And with Rapid Strike energy providing 2 of them, it's a really payable attack. And then you do 120 to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Well, 2 of the Pokemon, but we're thinking about the bench here. With Telescopic Sight and Passimian, that's 180 to both. That's like 2 Crobat KO'd. That should be 4 prizes. If you play this right, it's either 4 prizes or your opponent doesn't bench these Pokemon they want to help them out, in which case you win. Now, when I did the video the other day, I didn't forget to mention Zeraora, but Zeraora, remember, isn't coming in Sword and Shield 5A, it's coming in Sword and Shield 6, so I deliberately left it out. I regret that decision. I should have mentioned Zeraora in the previous video. Thank you to everyone that pointed this out to me. Many, many people, well, not many, but a bunch of people got in touch and very politely said, Wassy, you should have mentioned Zeraora in that video. And you know what? It's coming in Chilling Reign, so yes, I should have mentioned Zeraora in that video. I left it out because it was from the next Japanese set. But that was silly. I should have left it in. You have my apologies. But that's got an attack that says if you attacked with a Rapid Strike Pokemon the previous turn, you do 160 to one of your opponent's bench. And then, of course, time you build in Passimian and Telescopic Sight, that's 220. And as I've mentioned in a bunch of videos, 220 is the number for Pokemon V. It gets Zacian, it gets the vast majority of them. Not all of them, but 220 is the magic number. But all this really goes to say is, Passimian means that Zeraora can KO bench Pokemon V for 2 prizes. Passimian means that Urshifu V Max can take out 2 support Pokemon and take 4 prizes. I still think Urshifu is the better use, but I do accept that Zeraora is a great use of it. And my point is that if you're playing these kind of decks, Passimian seems like really crazy over the top, a little bit broken good. So once again, and I know we know that Cinderace and Cresselia are coming, we've just not seen the cards, but the 2 that we have seen both look like really, really strong cards. So I think Cinderace is going to be a really good single strike Pokemon, and I think Cresselia is also going to be really good, and I think there's a decent chance it's single strike as well. No, I can't show you the 2 cards we've not seen yet, that would be silly, so no, I'm not going to be ranking them, but this seems like the kind of video that you guys have been after lately and the kind of video that's gone down well, so I figured it was worth sharing with you what we knew. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about these. Let me know how excited you are. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.